Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Cry Mutiny is the newest seasonal pursuit weapon for Season of Plunder / Season 18, and there is currently a method in the game that is awarding dummy amounts of XP and will allow you to get your hands on it in roughly 90 minutes or less as a solo player. And even if you have Cry Mutiny, this method can be used for a whole lot more, like weapons, exotics, materials, etc. You should also probably know that this is only for a limited time, a little over 72 hours from the time that this video goes live. But before we get into this busted method, real quick, if you're new and only if you enjoy my videos, then feel free to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. So first up, the pursuit weapon, like I mentioned, is Cry Mutiny. It's an adaptive frame solar heavy GL. Not gonna lie, I've seen no one talking about it, so I'm just gonna assume that it's not that good. But if you've had a different experience with it, then feel free to let me know. Now, if you have no idea what a pursuit weapon is, well, that's okay, because they've had a rocky past. Pursuit weapons are what ritual weapons used to be, and ritual weapons are what pinnacle weapons used to be. We had pinnacle weapons in Forsaken, ritual weapons in Shadowkeep, and then in Beyond Light came pursuit weapons. Bungie must have finally struck gold because pursuit weapons have stayed around since. Now, unlike pinnacle and ritual weapons that were tied to a certain quest, pursuit weapons are tied to the rank 16 reward from the 3 vendors. So Zavala with the Vanguard, Shax with the Crucible, and Drifter with Gambit. Upon reaching rank 16, you will be awarded with Cry Mutiny. Then resetting and hitting rank 16 again will award the ornament. The weapon across all 3 vendors is the same, so like hitting rank 16 with Shax after already hitting it with Zavala will award another Cry Mutiny, but the ornaments are different. Not much different, but different. Now, for the longest time, people thought that the best / fastest way to get the weapon was to wait around till Mayhem was in the game and grind that out. Mayhem games are pretty quick, averaging about 8 minutes, and awarded around 50 to 150 XP depending on the streak that you were on. So 2 or 3 days of straight grinding and bam, you got it. But what we learned back at the start of Witch Queen was you actually wanted to wait till there was a double XP event from the Vanguard and for the Nightfall Strike to be a relatively easy one. We've had double XP events for the Vanguard in the past, but the Nightfall Strike was super long and tedious, and on the flip side, we've had really good Nightfall Strikes, but no double XP. But when the stars align and both happen at the same time, that's when you're gonna want to grind it out. Well, the stars have aligned this week. If you know how to run the current Nightfall, you can get runs averaging anywhere from 7 minutes and 30 seconds to 8 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh, and did I mention that that's as a solo player queuing into match-made difficulties? Also, did I mention that when you're on a 5 streak, you'll get anywhere from 750 XP to almost 900. Depending on the difficulty. Yes, on the Adept difficulty, the lowest one where there is no champs, you get around 750 XP. And on the next one up, Hero, you get over 850 XP. Adept takes around 7.5 minutes, Hero takes around 8.5 minutes. Throughout the first 13-ish levels or so, it only takes around 700 XP to get a rank up. So for a majority of your runs, you're gonna be ranking up after each run. Now, I've mentioned streaks a few times, and you can see your streak by going to the Vanguard page and hovering over the rank in the top right. You can do this with any of the 3 playlists, but this is just for the Vanguard. After 5 completed runs, you'll be on a 5 / the highest streak. You will lose your streak if you play another activity, but you can go to the Helm, Tower. You can even turn off the game, go to sleep, and turn it back on. You'll still be on your streak. Just don't play another activity. Now, I've heard reports that you can play other activities and you'll only lose 1 of your streak points. So if you were on a 5 streak for the Vanguard, then you went and you played a Crucible match, you'd come back, you'd be on a 4 streak. To be honest, I wouldn't trust it. I'd just bust them all out back to back. Now, I mentioned that this week that the stars had aligned and it was a good Nightfall. The Nightfall is the Disgraced. Now, normally when you think of the Disgraced, you think Health Gated Boss, which would make it not a good Nightfall. But everything leading up to boss can easily be sped through, and the actual boss's health gate is on the lower end of annoying boss health gates. Also, not to mention, this week has Arc Burn, and well, everyone's kind of running Arc right now, so yeah. Okay, so with the XP breakdown and what the Nightfall is out of the way, what do you want to use to fly through this Nightfall? Well, if you're running the Adept, then use whatever. It literally doesn't matter because there are no champs. But if you're willing to run the Hero for more XP and only a minute or so extra of your time, you're gonna need anti-barrier and unstop mods. You could always rely on your random teammates to have them, but I wouldn't if I were you. The absolute best loadout that I found personally was Arbalest in your kinetic slot for anti-barrier and a pulse in your energy slot for unstops. I was running an arc pulse because there were mostly arc shields, but there are some solar shields here and there. Another route you could take would be Thunderlord with the new cat for your exotic. It's arc, and there's arc burn, and the modifier inflate, I think that's how you pronounce it, is enabled, which grants more ammunition for machine guns. If you're going down this route, then maybe run an anti-barrier scout with a unstopped shotgun or an anti-barrier sniper with an unstopped pulse. Just make sure you don't run double primary or double special. For supers, just run whatever. I know that there are some crazy arc builds right now, and you're probably already using one. The Disgrace has been in the game for a while now, but I'm going to quickly do a rundown of where all the champs are, because you need to kill all the champs to get platinum and get the most XP at the end. So as soon as you spawn in, go ahead and hop on your Sparrow and Sparrow up the hill into the building and to the first room. As soon as you get there, you will immediately be greeted with an anti-barrier servitor. If you're running an arc subclass, I like to throw an arc nade into the group of ads because there are some arc shields, then go out the door to the left and burn down the champ. From there, clear the room. Once all the ads are dead, the lasers blocking the stairs will turn off, allowing passage. Coming down those stairs will be another barrier servitor. Be careful with this one as it likes to teleport behind you, sometimes before you even see it. Kill it and continue up the stairs. Here you will find Fallen and Hive fighting. There will be one barrier servitor. I normally like to super here as all the enemies are bunched up and I can normally take the champ down with it. Almost immediately after clearing some ads, another barrier, this time a knight, will spawn up on a box on the other end of this encounter room. Kill it and keep clearing ads. Eventually, a hive ship will come in and drop off 3 knights. One will be a barrier knight. Kill it and clear the rest of the ads. After that, a door will open up. After heading through the door, you will immediately run into a group of Fallen. One is a barrier servitor. Burn it down. You don't need to kill anything else in this room, just run by it all. Keep running until you hit a load zone. From there, whip out your Sparrow, Sparrow down into the crashed hive ship thingy and past all the thrall. Be fast and the exploding thrall won't get you. You will then hit a locked door that you need to pull out your ghost to hack. You can't hack it on your Sparrow or even while you're emoting, so just hop off and hack it. Upon doing so and going through the door, you will meet boss. I normally like to run up on the balcony to like the left side, somewhat behind the boss, and wait for the first group of ads to spawn. I then super the ads. This will normally kill the barrier knight champ that spawns with those ads, and it'll kill all the surrounding ads as long as your super has like an AoE effect. I then jump behind the rock on the back side of the boss. There's like a big rock that you'll see it in the gameplay. Here I will then start clearing Cursed Thrall, and I take care of the knight up on the ledge. It's not a special knight, it's just super annoying. After a minute or so, an unstop ogre will spawn. I immediately unstop it and burn it down. By this time, the boss has normally disappeared, but just keep clearing ads while making your way up to the top part of the room right before the boss room. Here, another barrier knight will spawn. Take it down and then enter boss room. Boss room is pretty simple and there's only one champ. Once you enter boss room, you head down near the summoning circle and Navota will spawn. It is health gated into 4 separate stages. Burn down 25% of Navota's health and it will despawn. Clear ads and head up to the top of the room. After all the ads are dead, Navota will spawn up on the walkway. Burn down another 25% of its health and it will then despawn. After it despawns, an unstop will spawn out of the door to the right side of that balcony that Navota was on. Be ready and immediately unstop it. Clear the rest of the ads, including the 2 ogres that spawn at the bottom, and Navota will spawn back up top in the same spot that it just spawned in again. Burn down another 25% of its health, and this time instead of it despawning, it will teleport to the bottom of the room. Immediately turn around and super it, then heavy it down. Navota will die and you will have completed the strike. Congrats. I was able to bust out from near rank 0 all the way to reset in just under 2 hours, playing casually as well. Like I was doing something else and kind of just doing this on the side. But that is Cry Mutiny and the ridiculously fast farm that is in the game right now. Like I mentioned earlier, you can get a whole lot more than just the pursuit weapon from this method, as you can just keep farming it for materials, exotics, and much more, either via random drops at the end or from Zavala as rank up rewards. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section how this farm works for you and how many resets you're able to get with it. Remember, you only have till reset, so you better get to grinding. With all that being said, feel free to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.